Hello. Hey everyone, my name is Valentine Gatwiri, part of WDA Academy and Women Tech Makers Ambassador. So let me share my screen. Okay. I will be talking about expanding WebAssembly, reaching new frontiers with Kotlin, a Dart for native performance in web, Android and Flutter development. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Val, we're able to see your screen.
Okay. Who am I? My name is Valentine Gatwiri, full stack web developer and Women Tech Makers Ambassador. You can reach me on X by each at Gatwirival or GitHub, each at Gatwirival. So what is Wasm? WebAssembly. WebAssembly, also known as Wasm, is a technology that allows you to run high performance programs on web. So they increase performance. That's why they allow you to run the high performance programs on web. It's like a special language that can be understood by web browsers, which you can use together with JavaScript. So why use WebAssembly? WebAssembly is flexible. That means you can use it with different languages like C++, Java, Dart. Multiple languages are now supportive of WebAssembly. It's also fast. It's binary code, so it's close to machine code. Hence, it's faster than high-performance languages like JavaScript, high-level languages like JavaScript, C++, and Java. It's portable. That means you can use it with multiple languages and in different platforms like mobile, web, and iOS. So today we are going to talk about using WebAssembly with Kotlin and Dart. That's the language that is used to write Flutter. So how can you write Wasm with Kotlin or WebAssembly with Kotlin? The association between Kotlin and WebAssembly allows Kotlin developers to extend their reach beyond traditional platforms like native development, e.g., JVM and Android, to web. You can use Kotlin to write web application, and thanks to WebAssembly, there is efficient execution. So originally, WebAssembly was designed for programming language with garbage collection, like Dart, Kotlin, making it difficult to efficiently compile GC-based languages to WebAssembly. That's the disadvantage. So let's get to know what is Kotlin Wasm. Kotlin Wasm is a new compilation target for Kotlin. That means it's used with Kotlin, and you can use it in your Kotlin multi-platform projects. Multi-platform projects can run in every platform like both Android and web. That means you will reuse your code base in both mobile platform and web platform. So for now, Kotlin Wasm is an experimental feature, so it runs in the newer versions of Kotlin, which is 1.8.20 and the most recent. So how do you begin using Kotlin Wasm in IntelliJ IDEA? Make sure IntelliJ IDEA is installed and then open it. Set up your environment and install the IDE. So this is our IDE, which is IntelliJ. You can see project, customize plugins, and if you want to get more tips, you can click here. So this is the first window that you will get when you first open your newly installed IDE. There's new project, open former project, and get from VCS, Visual Studio Code. So how do you enable an experimental Kotlin Wasm wizard? To access the registry, this is in newly installed IDE. You will search in actions. To access the registry, you will press CTR Shift and A so that you can search it. After then you will search and click on registry. After selecting registry, you will see the following screen. Then you will scroll up once until you see Kotlin Wasm wizard. That is what you will use in order to integrate Wasm with Kotlin. So after selecting, you will have to restart your IDE for it to start functioning. Here we are creating a new Kotlin or Wasm project. So I have called my project LWASM, then selected my folder. Then you will have to select browser application with Kotlin Wasm and download your JDK if you have not downloaded already. For this project, I used Corretto 20, Amazon Corretto version 20.02. And then you will click next to go to the next screen. So after clicking next, you will accept the default configuration on the next screen and click finish. Your project will open by default and your wizard will create a simple.kt file. This is a simple starter file for Kotlin, which runs hello world. So you will have to open the build.grando.kts file and ensure that the Kotlin multi-platform plugin version is set to 1.8.20 or using the latest stable version due to its likeliness to include the most recent bug fixes. So this is the code where you will change your version to 1.8.20 or most recent stable version. Because you are changing it to the most recent stable version is because stable version has most recent bug fixes from other past versions. So to build and run the application, you will click the build project next to the run configuration at the top of your IDE. This will generate an hello world. It's a simple starter app. So let's go to building a WebAssembly app with Rust. So we are going to learn how to create very simple web application using Rust with WebAssembly. That will be a pop-up window, and we will be using Python to run the code. So we will have to install the necessary dependencies first. There are several dependencies, so for the magic to happen, for us to build web app with Rust, the first thing we will do is install necessary compilers and other build tools with the command sudo apt-get install build essential y. So this will install the essential tools to enable us to build our application. So then we will install Python, specifically Python 3. Our next task, we will install Rust using calproto, the following command. This will make sure Rust is installed in your machine. Then once Rust is installed, you can source the environment variables with the following command. Then we will install WebAssembly pack tool used for assembling and packaging Rust using the following command. How do you create your first Wasm or Rust package? Now that we have everything set up, we can build our first package. So our file, we can generate a new one using wasm new hello. I've called mine hello, but you can give it any name. So this, when it's successfully complete, you should see the following in your terminal, and then your project will be created. So we will have to change to the newly created directory using cd hello. That's the directory that we created. We will now build the web target with wasm pack build target web. So our web target means that we are building the app for the web. You will see the following. It will check for the target and then download the required components, install them, and then it will compile to us. So we will create a HTML page whereby in our web apps we mostly use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So as kind of helps us use any code with JavaScript, because you can totally use WebAssembly as a solo language because it's a low-level language. So in the file, we will create a basic HTML page, which has a title as in test project, and which imports the great module from the Rust code, which we have generated to create a pop-up. So after that, you will save your file. Because we are using the terminal, you will press Ctrl X to exit nano, and you will be given prompt to either confirm to save using the your named file. Then you will press Y to save your file and it will be saved. You can see it in the folder. I will share how it looks later. So since we are running our code in Python, we'll use Python 3 HTTP server 8000 to run it, and it will produce such a pop-up which says hello hello. We have fetched hello from our great component or function. So we have built our pop-up. Next is major apps using Wasm. Several apps using WebAssembly to export their codebase code to build apps with the same code base in the web rather than using different code bases like Snapchat. Snapchat, I think it uses C++, so they use their original code base without the using two code bases, one for web and another for Android. WordPress also uses Wasm and Figma. Figma uses C++ and JavaScript with WebAssembly to enable them, give you the web experience. So my references were Wasm roadmap and Wasm examples. This is the demo project. Hope you can see it. Here is our generated code and what we wrote. Here is our source code. Our Dart code, which contains great. Here is how we built our pop-up. This is hello hello, the one you are seeing in the screen. And this is our HTML, whereby we are fetching this function from our file in SRC. You can check out them, or you can DM me to share the resources. Thank you for listening. Any questions from there are welcome.
Thank you so much, Val, for setting aside time to just walk us through this. I'm actually shocked that when you gave examples of products that are built on this, and you mentioned Snapchat, and I'm like, oh my, okay, one of my favorite applications out here. Uh, Again, if you have questions for Val with regards to WASM, please. She's open to taking them up. Uh, Value shared resources, but I'm curious to know what the learning curve is for somebody who just wants to begin. Would you maybe drop the link so that I could share it out with everybody who's watching? Yeah.
Okay, I'll do so. If you have questions, you want resources, I'm free to share.
Okay, thank you. Again, please feel free to drop questions with regards to what Val was talking about on the chat section, and she would be happy to take them up. Okay, Val, there is a question. What are the problems that it solves?
Okay, it helps in building high performance web application. Like it reduces even costs, and due to it enabling you to use one source code, like building using one source code, there is no, let's say for example, if you want to build a web application, you got to use different, let's say different kind of source code from the mobile code. So it enables you use a single code base, and it's faster than the high level languages. It's very fast and it's portable, and because it's low level language and it's smaller in size. Hope that answers your question.
Ahmad, does it answer your question?
Any other question or clarification? Anyone asking for clarification?
Uh, Actually, they have said it answers the question that was asked. So thank you about that. Please feel free to drop your questions so that somebody else may take it up. Okay, I guess that's it from Val. Thank you all for joining. Again, uh, amazing presentation. The audience is saying thank you for breaking down what it is, and also Jackie has learned something from it. So thank you all for joining, and thank you, Val, for dedicating time to just walk us through this. Again, we are going to be linking down the resources that she has shared just on the YouTube link, so you could. Oh, there is a question for you, Val. Just when I was about
Okay.
to end the live stream, can you share code between your middleware and front end using this approach?
Okay, my front end, let me share it. The whole code is, okay, the code will be generated and you can build different apps with it. In my front end, I used, I did just a little, I used HTML because I was just creating a simple pop-up and Rust. So I fetched the greet function from Rust code to create a simple alert. When you use Wasm, your code will be generated and then you can use it wherever you want. You can modify it any way you want. Hope it's clear. Hey,
Uh,
Halela, please.
Uh, I don't know if that answered Jockey's question, but I think Jackie has a follow up question. Perhaps she missed a bad. Do you know if you showcased its use case with that, but does it integrate with Flutter as a framework?
Yeah, since it integrates with that, I think it integrates with Flutter too. But currently it's supporting a lot of languages and it's going to support more with time, I guess. So it supports Flutter, C++. You can actually build C++ apps on web using Wasm. It supports Kotlin, Java, and many more languages. I can't name them all because there are a ton of them.
Okay, are you able to show how it could integrate with Flutter as a framework? So a use case or something.
Okay, currently I don't have the demo for Flutter, but you can learn about it through the resources I'll share. There is, okay, let me show you. This was my example. See, I think I have it. Oh, let's see if there is a Flutter example. Unfortunately, I don't have a Flutter example in Wasm by example. They haven't published it here. But you can research about it. For sure, it's somewhere.
Okay, thank you. Again, Jackie, once we share the resources that Valentine has talked about, I believe you would be in a position to just check it out and learn more about how you could do the integration. So, Valentine, thank you so much again for dedicating your time. I don't know if anybody else has a last minute question. If not, thank you all for joining. I'm gonna hand it to Val to give us our parting shot, and then see you next week same time with a different speaker. Yeah, Val, do you have a
Okay,
parting shot?
thank you for joining.
Okay, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but WASM with us. So
Yeah.
next week we are going to be joined by Buchi Michelle, who is from Nigeria. She is going to be talking to us about a different topic. So please tune in, and let's just hope let's learn from her also. Again, thank you so much, Val. I'm gonna go ahead to end the live stream. You will feel free to just continue watching the content that is going to be up there. For now, goodbye from us and see you next week.
Bye.